Laura Joy. So, I want to today look at some old photos I took with one of these cameras. This is a DLS camera. They are about $500. The body is like $300 and the lens is $200. So like it's $500. But I took it with a different type of camera. It was the one my mom had. So, fairly good quality photos, and I've never really been to photography class, so I just had to come up with the tricks and stuff like that, because I knew general concepts behind it. But anyway, I'm also kind of like sorting it out and kind of recording how I organize things and seeing how I can improve. So, well. This looks messy. Okay. It's my sister Clara. I'm not gonna put that in there because people, there's no way I can get her permission or anything like that. Okay, that's my friend. My old friend. And her dog. Yes, her dog. Okay. So like this, I just printed it out on a normal household printer with black ink. And I really like it because the contrast is very extreme. You can see it really pops out of the picture or of the background. That is the contrast. And yeah, just captured the fading of the light pretty well, and the edges don't look too bad. That's a big note. Okay. This was me with my dog. Truman.
Dog.
Yeah. My dad got him from a pound, and he was already pretty old when we got him. But I remember my dad trying to take him for a walk, and Truman pulled him along towards the forest area because he was trying to chase like either a bird or a squirrel or something, and he had a lot of energy. My dad's a big guy, but he had a hard time holding on to him. And then this is Truman with a baby doll. I really like this angle, the amount of the dog I got and the amount of the baby I got, because it kind of seems like the baby is the main focus of the picture, but also the dog is too, because the center is aligned with his eye. So that's why I like it. That's Tabby. I tell you, my siblings could be models. Alright, this is an echinacea flower that was growing outside. I really like these. We've always had these where I've lived with my parents. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't edit it at all. This is the real thing. There is so much to take away from this photo that I honestly, that's why it's perfect to me. And it's very clear. I tend to realize that when you print it off black and white, it seems clearer. At least on the printer. Okay, these were flowers in the snow. I'm holding it like this because the sun was over here. Okay, technically I was taking the photo like this, and the sun was right above. No, it was like morning, so the sun was like around there. Wait, hold on. It rises over there. Yeah, it would be toward that direction. Because this way was east and that way was west. And the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And it kind of like went to the south as it curved around. But only certain times of the year. And some days it was completely on the other side of the horizon or the sky than the very last day. So it didn't really make sense. Okay, this is a kitty cat picture. I'm trying to cover the whiskers. That is Deborah on the bottom and one of her kittens at the top. And so I like this because it's intimate, and her kitten's playing, but it looks like he's smiling, so it gets you happy. And then Deborah, she's just happy to be around her kittens. She liked her kittens. She did not like her grandbabies. And then this is Roy Boy. Oh gosh. That's Roy Boy. Yeah, he was mysterious. He was a guy cat, but he wasn't the alpha. And so he was very calm. They did get into fights, and he put up a fight. But yeah, he's just got like snow clinging to the ends of his hairs and whiskers. And there's like some light capture on the snow glob on top of him. Wait, oh wait, no. I think that's just where his back wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I like that photo because there's snow on the cat and it's pretty, but honestly, I hated it because I didn't like them being outside and getting all snowy wet, and then the snow melts because the heat from the body, and then they just get cold on the outside. I don't like it. Okay, and this was a necklace. I have a better photo. It's not black and white, but that was a necklace that my grandma gave me. And what I did is I put a black sheet up on the back, hanging from just a shelf that I had, and I had to secure it up with like a box on top of it or something heavy. So that's the black background, and then below it, just below the legs, is a mirror that I had. And this mirror had no frame on it. It was just the pane. So that's why it's so clear and you can't see where the back begins and the mirror starts, is because there is no frame holding it. So yeah, when you do it, you can't do it from up above, because then you catch the light reflecting from the edge going through the glass part of it up there. But yeah, I don't know why that is. I need to find that out. And then this is just a bracelet. It's a very cheap bracelet I got from a thrift store. Well, no, it was from a church garage sale. I don't know, but it was basically you pay what you wanted. But yeah, I really like it because the texture. That's what I was trying to capture, was the essence of the texture. On the table is it's not wood, it's that linoleum that's made to look like wood, so it just looks smooth. That's why it's glossy, is because it's not wood, it's linoleum. Okay. And then looks better like this. Oh gosh. What? This is where I shot it on this side, and then the sun was behind it, or shining behind it. I don't know if it was directly shining behind it, because then that would mean there's a ton of contrast, and there just seemed to be a bit of contrast, but yeah, I just don't like this shadow right there. I don't know, it looks kind of messy to me, but otherwise the other shadows are just kind of artistic, because they're like strings, and that one makes sense. Yep. Okay, that's from church. Somebody else shot that one. Okay, I'm gonna cover her face, but it's my sister Tabby, and I like this photo because it caught the water droplets. You have to do that at a high shutter speed. You where the lens or whatever, it like closes like that real fast, and that takes the picture. Somehow it bounces off the mirror and then goes somewhere and gets transferred into digital. Less information, but to get the action scenes at a clear place, you have to have high shutter speed. I'm pretty sure the new phones that we use have a very high shutter speed on their camera, because that's what makes things clear when you're moving around. And you know it's a bad camera when you move around at all, and it's just, the whole thing's blurry. It's just, one thing that happens is the saturation is very saturated, and the exposure is very so the exposure just like is very big, and it gets the entire frame almost. Okay, so this is, what do you think that is? Any guesses? This is the back of a chicken. Those are feathers. And it was a white chicken. I forget what breed, but those are feathers. No, it's the same thing. Oh yeah, I just printed it. It's not the same thing. Okay. This is, honestly, it could be that way, but it might be that way. Gosh, there we go. Be that way. Could be that way. I like that way a lot because it looks real, more real. My eyes. Okay. Oh yeah, there you go. But these are flower buds in the springtime. To get these fruit trees, usually you have to go and take your camera out in the springtime, and it will, the flower trees will be blooming. This is a plum tree. Wait, hold on. Okay, this is either a plum tree or it's a peach tree. Now in Iowa, we were zone 5 and 6, I think, but we went up to higher zone these last 2 years to around zone 8, and peach trees require a little bit warmer weather to actually have fruit. So this year at my parents' house, they had lots of peaches. They're about this big at the biggest, but there were still a lot of them. Whereas the plum trees, they just aren't growing fruit at all. I don't know what's up with that. But they recently just planted some apple trees, and there was one apple.
The only way you can get her is to do this now. Today. I have some things on it in all of these.
Here. This is a candy jar my sister bought me for Christmas. It was a Christmas gift. I didn't like this candy, and I wanted to pace myself and not eat a lot of sugar all at once. So that's why there's still candy in there. But there was some candy I really liked. I don't know what this store is or even where she found it, but I just want to keep this jar forever, you know. It's gonna come in here. I also really like the gold lid on it. Let's see if I can get, oh yeah, there's some light movement. I don't know what you call that. Advertisers know. Okay, so this is another flower. This is a tulip. Hold on. Yeah, it's a tulip. I think I planted this one. And God grew it. So I had nothing to do with it. I like the tip of it, where the light just kind of pours down on top. Kind of looks like when you pour melted chocolate onto something, it just drips down. It looks like an ice cream cone, you know. But it's a flower, so don't eat it. But I think the background is interesting because, you know, it kind of shows the reality of tulips. Because they start growing and they're like this when the rest of the ground is barren and doesn't have fruit. It just has the beginnings of growth. It's kind of interesting. They're like child stars. But they're one of the biggest flowers that we have in Iowa. Oh, that's my sister Joey. No. I'll let her smile. I have to get my siblings' permission before I can show them online. Oh my gosh, 18 minutes. Okay. Now this is a picture that I took. And I just printed out like I did the other ones. And, something square reflecting on it. So, I took the picture. And actually, you set it down like that. And it looks kind of awkward, but it's kind of like a song. You have to get used to that one note in order to, like, remember to, like, get comfortable with it. Technically, it looks better like that. No, it looks upside down. I don't know. I have no idea. But what I did is I put glue on the edges. And then I put gold sparkles just from Walmart. And I just you just pour the sparkles on. And then the glue makes a little bit of sparkles stick to that certain pathway, and then you just tilt it, and all the rest of the extra sparkles come off, and you just have this beautiful golden edge. I wish I could do it with finer sparkles. That would look less 90s. I just found this. This is a Christmas tree. It's kind of a bad photo, but I really like this. Okay. Well, that's what happened. Okay. So this Christmas, we didn't have a Christmas tree. We couldn't buy one. Probably because we were snowed in and literally could not drive anywhere. And we had no electricity, and we had to get snow from outside, put it in buckets, and just melt it in the hot air in the house. It was hilarious. But we actually survived off of that water for a little bit. So, survival hack, I guess. It's not healthy. There's lots of little dirt specks in snow, and you can't get the wrong snow. Like, don't get blue snow. Don't get brown snow. Okay, don't get colored snow at all. Okay, especially not yellow. Yeah, okay. I think this was my brother's idea. He took a bunch of sticks and he tied them together like you do a teepee. And then you just put Christmas lights on it. Fire hazard, I know, but it was awesome. You gotta be creative and take risks when you don't have a lot. Aww. This is my baptism. I have such long hair. And that's my dad. I might need to get his permission. This is a good photo of my dad because he's like his facial expression. And he was so happy. Makes me cry. This was okay, so the rest of the world was doing selfies, and I had a DLS camera, no phone. So this is what I was doing. And then I was just like, I found this at a thrift store, this hat, so I'm just like, okay. That's hella shiny lip gloss. That's Emma. This is so old outside the old house. That's Rachel at Beaver Park. Oh, it's Eloise. Or Elaine. You know what's funny? At my baptism, I dunked myself in the water because I didn't know what to do. He was crying too much. I still think he did it though. You know, he got in the water with me and talked about it. Herb uses. I got an old road atlas of things. Yeah, this is my old photos. Shouldn't show that. It's from Rachel. And then, just on your normal, regular printer, you have this option on the computer. So, I did that. You have like the different sections, and I forget what size this is. My phone is always an inch, so it's around 3 inches by like 4 or 5 inches. So what would that be? 3 times 5 is 15? Yeah. So it's 15 square inches. Okay. This is kind of a bad photo, especially printed off like this. This is not the best quality. But I say that because my face looks very dark. I look like I'm a different skin tone than I really am. And that's because the lighting in the back is the sun is shining and the grass is catching it. So it's making me look darker, especially since I'm wearing a white shirt. But I like my smile in that one. Like I do look like I'm crying, but I also look calm. Okay. You. And this is another sharp contrast picture. This is just a random like plant that was outside growing in the ground. I have no idea what it is, but it's so cool. If anyone knows what this flower is, just look it up and like see what it's for. Because this is an awesome flower. I'm saying flower because there's little tiny like flowers at the edge. I should know what that's called. I've read it before, I know. And, okay, this is the plum tree. This is why I wasn't sure. Because the plum tree, the flowers grow in clusters all together. So, and they're white. The flowers are literally white. That's actually the color, but they're not gray at all. And, there's, of course, that's just nature. That's why I left it in there. I didn't edit the photo at all, but like I didn't like try to move the camera out of frame of the flies because there's way too many and it's pointless. But yeah, the sun would rise behind here directly in that area. Yeah. I like the stem texture in that. And this is a cool photo because see there's two different elements in it. There's two different subjects. There's the flower and then there's a foot. Of course the ground can be a subject, but it's not the main focus. The main focus is what is in focus, which is the flower. But you can do this like artistic kind of mashup or whatever you call it, where you focus something that isn't important. What's the focus is what's blurry. So you switch the rules up a little bit. But that's, people don't always understand, what that, you're naturally inclined to think that the subject is what's clear in the picture because that's what your eyes do. That's how your brain says, oh, this is close. I need to watch out for this. I need to not run over this or something like that. Or like be aware of it. I think it's good to know that for like when you're in combat or having to navigate quickly like in a roller skating rink or an ice skating rink. Okay. And this is the echinacea flower. It's the bigger picture. Yeah. And I like this because it's very country. It looks like Montana, but it's Iowa. This is so Iowa. It looks like Montana because the grass, the dry grass. And then this is a terrace. And I think they make that in the ground before they sell the land. So that not all the water, so like some of the water's held back. So it makes the field have more water in it for longer. I think that's why they did that. But the tree is definitely benefiting from that. And the reason the tree is at the edge is because they didn't plow that area. They plowed all this area and mowed it. But the tree was able to grow because it didn't get plowed or chopped down. And nobody paid attention to that area, so the tree grew. But you see that when traveling in Iowa a lot. You see the buildings just off randomly. Why? But they're farms, and they're there because people settled there long time ago. Don't know when, but they did. And that is their homestead. But these look like newer buildings. Definitely better houses than what we used to have. And this was in the winter, so there's like snow on the edge next to the cow field. Okay. I should close this video because it is like 30 minutes and 45 seconds. But I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you guys learned something. I'm just sharing what I know. I didn't go to school for anything. This is just what I've figured out and how I understand my way of doing photography. So, anyway.